Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. The words of Jesus perhaps come to us as a shock because he speaks of a yoke, but it's a yoke that is different than normal yokes. It's a yoke that doesn't oppress but uplifts. A yoke that doesn't burden but lightens. Releases the soul. Very different than what we think of. But as we look at the gospel today, we are reminded of the compassion that Jesus had for the crowds in the previous passage of which this comes from. He had compassion for the crowds, says in an earlier chapter, for they were abandoned like sheep without a shepherd. Jesus' compassion reaches down to us and pierces the reality of our human suffering or the experiences that we have at any level, circumstantial suffering, moral suffering, or anything that troubles the soul. And the reassurance of Jesus' exclamation in the gospel today pierces through that and tries to touch at the bottom and the core of what our faith is all about. Such has been the gracious will of the Father, who has handed everything over to Jesus, and who hands everything to Jesus, all power, even the power to release us from our burdens and our trouble. What is this yoke that wants to release us, and how do we perceive it? Yesterday I was watching the news, and a news alert, breaking news. Apparently there's nothing much going on in the world, like the G20 has nothing to do with anything. But a man was hit by a bull in Pamplona. And the question that the newscaster said, well, obviously people go to Pamplona to be chased by bulls. And the question is, what was this man doing there? And that's the question that many people ask. Why would anybody go all the way to Pamplona to be chased by bulls? And then make it to the news if they get hit by one. Somehow, it brings some adrenaline on some people, and I'm assuming that this is what these people pursue. They want to go and be chased by bulls. We think that the bull is going to be kind. That the bull is going to say, it's going to hit someone else, but it's not going to hit you. And we tend to think that somehow the nature of the bull is going to change. If we only wish that the bull will change. Of course, the man was run over by bulls, and many other men were also run over by bulls. Because that's the nature of bulls, they just run, attack. I like to look at that and also look at our emotions and our suffering, most of it, many times, the moral suffering, especially in which our society confronts. Naturally, because of original sins, we are like wolves. There is a part of us that is easily moved by the realities in the world, and then we react to them. That is the burden that humanity carries. The yoke that every person carries is the tension in the heart, the battle of the heart, to want to act like bulls, basically. But the suffering of the soul, we realize we cannot control it, it's irrational. Why do we hold anger? Why do we hold pride? Why are we enraged? Why we have a hard time forgiving when people harm us? Not only the fact that people harm us, but somehow in our soul, there is a part of us who finds it very hard to love. That is the law that Jesus refers to in the gospel in regards to his yoke. The one that he gave the apostles, and he gives to each one of us. Love one another as I have loved you. The reality of love becomes very simplistic in our culture, where it's actually very difficult. Isn't it easy to say to us, to just say, well, shouldn't we all just love each other? Shouldn't we? Would that be easy? But is it really easy? No. I mean, the words in our culture, it says we should just love each other and that will just happen. But naturally, we love. In sin, we don't. We all tainted by original sin, and that's what St. Paul is speaking about, of this tension in the second reading today to the Romans. You are not in the flesh. On the contrary, you're in the Spirit. St. Paul is reminding us not to forget the law of Jesus Christ that is given to us, forces us or challenges us to live outside our instincts, to move beyond our desires and our wishes, because our desires and our wishes are crooked. We forget, my brothers and sisters, that what we want and we desire many times is not what is good, what is loving, what is kind. Naturally, our passions want to win. To love like Jesus loved requires us to enforce the will. It won't come by instinct. So we have to enforce the will, and we have to grow in virtue. We have to desire it and act on it. Jesus' yoke is not an easy one to take, but if we choose that way, if we choose the route that Jesus gives us, it frees us from our burdens. It actually releases from us because we were made for love. We were made to forgive. Isn't that true? I mean, when we find it hard to forgive someone, and our heart finds it very hard, we exclaim the question that was brought to Jesus, how many times should I forgive? How many times should we forgive? Is it 7 times? We want to put a limit there. We're going to say, I can only love this much. And then our passions need to take over and say, I want to not love this person. It happens in the closest of relationships, like we followed from the reading from last week, but in marriage, the symbol of union between God and His people, in marriage, it happens that sometimes, maybe sometimes, they don't really love each other all the time, you know. Sometimes our passions win, you know. And people tell me, Father, I don't want to see him at all. Her. I say him because, it's, you know, it's usually the one you don't want to see. You know, because things they've done something, or somehow things are broken, or things don't come across. And as much as we love people, we love those who surround us, sometimes we do not like to see him alive. I'm not saying that, speaking hypothetically. No, hyperbolically, I'm sorry. And in that reality, that's where the struggle is. To love in spite of the weaknesses of the other. Of others. Not just the other, but of others. That's the challenge that Jesus gives us. But it's such a liberating yoke. My brothers and sisters, it's such an easy thing to do. But at the same time, the will is so conformed to our pride that we do not will it. We do not will it. We want to hold on to the anger. We want to hold on to the adversity. We want to win our pride. Because it hurts when we're going to forgive, and we're putting that threshold which we must say, no, love must win, and I must forgive. We can't. Pride kicks in. Pride wants to win. Pride wants to say the last word. An example, and I usually often use it, people say that I repeat my homilies, but it's always good because if you repeat them, eventually you'll get them. You know? But the reality of the we want to say the last word. You know? To hold our tongue is no longer a virtue. You know, to not say what we're thinking of saying, to tell the other person. We have every right to say the truth, and the truth is the truth. You know, so we disguise it and we say, it's the truth. You are this, and that. That's the truth, and the truth hurts. Don't we say that? Truth hurts. If truth hurts, my brothers and sisters, doesn't mean that you should say it. You know? Because you're going to hurt the other person. But it's the truth. Well, you have to say it. Jesus says you have to say it in kindness. Be kind to one another, says St. Paul. Be kind to one another. Out of reverence for Christ. That doesn't mean that it should be out of reverence for ourselves. But it should be out of reverence for Christ. We have to be kind. We have to choose our words out of reverence for Christ and the Christ that's in the other person. Isn't that such a beautiful reality that our church teaches us? That when we're with another person, it's not only the Christ in me, but that it's also the Christ in the other. Christ needs to meet Christ in the other. So we need to have Christ meet Christ. As much as people have weaknesses, and it's very hard for us to give up all the resentments that we have in our hearts, we have to have Christ meet Christ. Not ourselves meet ourselves. Pride meet pride. Self against self. Christ with Christ. So in that interaction, that's what's liberating for the soul. Because we were made for that. We were made precisely for that. Jesus describes this in a different way, but he says, although you have hidden these things, and these things from the wise and the learned that are hidden, refers to that stepping back. To be humble. Even when it hurts to be humble. Precisely when it hurts to be humble, that's when the soul needs to learn that lesson. Try it. If you get in a situation or a moment in which you want to say the truth, but you know it's going to pierce the heart of another, for no particular reason, hold it. Just hold it. Don't say anything. On the contrary, say something good about the other. He says, now you fake it. Well, you have to fake it sometimes. You know? Sometimes you have to act in charity, even if your will doesn't want to. If it's the good, if it's the right, just say what is right. Don't say it sarcastically, but just say what is right. Or hold the tongue and don't say anything. That soul is going to feel little because you lost. You lost the argument. You lost the fight. I guess as Christians we're called to be losers. We don't like to hear that. That Jesus was a loser. He was crucified in the world terms. But his victory and his throne was the cross. We have to lose. And when we lose that argument, when we lose that fight, perhaps we feel little and we feel humiliated. But that's the particular moment in which grace is working. That's the particular moment when the soul says, aha, that is how love must feel. When love pierces, when love aches, and it still loves, the soul is freed from the burden of pride and is free to move towards Him who is love. Example of humility for us is the Virgin Mary. With the determination that she carried Jesus, the love that she carried Him, that she followed Him all the way to the cross, that she became like the epicenter of the early church. In quietness, holding all things dear in her heart. It is there, my brothers and sisters, where the Lord does His work, when He makes us holy and blameless in His sight. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.